So today I am here with part 2 of the easy album tutorial. So let's take a look. So hi guys, so welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to continue working on this book. So on the last video I went ahead and shared with you how to create the base and the base pages. So if this is your first time making a mini album, that is a very useful tutorial to watch and a very good start to create any mini album. So I'm gonna link that tutorial below in case that you missed it. But if you want to add more interactive elements to your book, today we're gonna be working on that. So I'm gonna have a cutting guide on my website, which is going to include the base as well as the layout pages that we're gonna be working on today. And let me do a quick walkthrough of the final look of the book before we go ahead and start with the tutorial. And also I want to let you know that I will be listing a few blank books exactly like this one on my website, so I'm gonna have a very limited amount. So if you're interested, make sure again to check the link below. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this book measures 8.5 by 7 inches. We have 5 signature pages on this book and we have really fun pages here. So let's go ahead and take a look. So on the first page, this is going to open up and it's going to open down, giving you a lot of room for pictures. On this next page we have this little closure here. We have a little pocket closure, and then this opens up and down, so closes and closes, and then this piece just tucks into the pocket to get everything nice and close. On this next page, this opens up and down, and then this opens and we have a 3D page here. Really fun to add pictures there. Next page we have a sliding, kind of like an elevator page. You slide this all the way up and then this opens to the side, and then again here you slide this piece down and then this opens to the other side. And then you also have that center insert where you can add more photo mats in there. And there you go. Next page we have a double flap here, opening page. And then over here we have a twin page layout. So these two pieces open up like that. You can also have it, I think I had it open up like this before, and we have an accordion fold on both of these, so accordion folds, and then this opens up and then we have a large flap in there, and then same thing over here, we have a large flap over on this side. And then over here we have a pocket page. So this is just a 5 by 7 photo mat, and this flap over here kind of overlaps with the pocket, so opens up and down, and then once you have it closed like that, you can add your photo mat and keep this section closed as well. Over on this next page, I know it's kind of hard to see with the color, craft color, but we have a double pocket. So this comes out and then we have a pocket here and then we have a pocket here, and I'm using this this is kind of like a belly band. I'm using that to be a hanging place where you can add more photo mats and things like that, and then you can have it either hanging like this or you can have it tucked inside the pocket like that. And then on the last page, this just simply opens and opens, again giving you a lot of room for pictures. So super fun, easy book to create. Hope you guys like it, and now let's make it together. So I'm going to start with page number 1. We are going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be 6, let's put that right here, by 8. I'm gonna do 8 1/4, we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8¼ So let's bring this over here and score at 1/2 inch and at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to fold along the score lines both of these pieces here, and we are going to add these two on our first page. So we're gonna call this page 1, the back is gonna be page 2, and so on. So we're gonna be adding this piece along the top. So I'm just going to add my glue and place this piece right along the top here, and then press down. I'm just gonna hold this like that, and then we're gonna open this up and add this other piece on the bottom of the page. Okay, so we're just gonna add some glue and place this down, and then just press down. For page 2, I am going to cut one piece at 9¼ by 4 inches, and we are going to score along the 4 inches at 1/2 inch, and along the 9¼ we're going to score at 1/2 and at 8¾ and then we are just going to cut the corners for this page here, and we are going to fold along the score lines. Let's fold and fold and fold this piece here, and then we are going to bring this back, open this up, and we're gonna add this pocket on this flap section. So I'm going to add my glue and add the glue here, and then we're going to add the glue here, and we're just going to line this up to the edge. So you want your opening on this side, and then just press down and press down. Then we are going to cut one piece at 3 3/4 by 8 inches, and we are going to score this piece here along the 3 3/4. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, and then just fold along the score line, and we're going to glue this piece on the other side of that same page, but you want to make sure this is center up and down. Since our page is 8 1/4 and this is 8 inches, you want to place it right at the center, and we are going to add the glue. Okay, and then we are just going to place that right here like that, and then press down. Okay, and then press down here. Now this piece is going to be tucked inside the pocket here, and this is going to be the closure for that page. So you're just gonna place that inside the pocket, and then just push this down, and that is going to stay closed. Now I'm also going to cut two pieces, and these are going to be 6 inches. So I'm gonna place that right here, and by 5½. Okay, and then we are going to score along the 5½ at 1/2 inch. So let's bring this back, and then we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 1/2 inch along the 5½, and then we're going to fold along the score lines, folds along the score line, and we're going to bring this back, and then over here we're gonna glue these two pieces at the center. So I'm going to add one, and then we're gonna place these along the top. Okay, so you want to center that, press down. Okay, so press down, and then we're going to add this other one, okay, along the bottom of the page. So that is gonna go right here like that, and then just press down. Okay, so now we have an opening on the top and the bottom on the inside of this page. Then you're gonna close that up, and then just put these inside your pocket right there. So that is gonna be our page number 2. For page number 3, I am going to cut one piece at 6 inches, 6 and by 9 inches, and then we are going to score along the 9 inches. We're gonna score at half, at 4.5, and at 8.5, and then we are just going to fold along the score lines. So fold and fold this piece here, and then we are going to keep this piece flat like that. With the score lines you want to fold, but then also keep them flat, and we are going to open this flap, and we're going to glue this piece here. So first we're going to add glue on this 1/2 inch section, and then we're gonna place these down and press down here, and then we're going to add glue on these other 1/2 inch section and close this piece, and then just press down. Okay, so press down, and then this is going to open up, and you're gonna have these 3D place where you're gonna put 4x6 pictures here. Then I'm also going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be, let's see if I have enough stock here. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna use these pieces here, and we're gonna cut these at 3 3/4 by 6.5, and I'm going to do 2 of these, and we are going to score along the 6.5 at 1/2 inch, and again at 1/2 inch, and then fold along the score lines, and then we're going to bring back our book, open this up, so we're on the same page number 3 here, and we're going to add these 2 pieces on this flap. So on the front we're gonna glue one along the top. Okay, so press down, and then we're going to add the other one along the bottom of the page here. Okay, so I'm gonna put that piece right there and press down. Okay, and then again this is going to open down, open up, and then you're gonna have your 3D. So for page number 4, we're going to cut one piece at 9 1/4 by 5 3/4, and we're going to score this piece along the 9 1/4 at 1/2 inch and at 8 3/4. And then we are also going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be 6.5 by 4. Okay, so again 6.5 by 4, and then we're also going to cut 2 pieces at, let me cut a new page here. These are going to be 6.25 by 4 also. Okay, so 6.25 by 4. Okay, so now we are going to score the pieces that measure 6.5. We're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5. Okay, so we're gonna score at 1/2 inch and at 1/2 inch, and we are going to fold along the score lines, and we're going to make these into a loop piece. So I'm going to add glue on the 1/2 inch section, and we're going to place this one like that, and then you want to basically join both of these to make this large loop page. Okay, so close that up and then press down. Okay, so press and press. Now the 2 pieces that are 6.25, we're also going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.25. Okay, and then we're going to fold and fold along the score lines, and now we are going to glue on this larger piece. Let's go ahead and fold along the score lines here, and we are going to add these 2 pieces, one on each side. So let's add the glue, and I'm gonna place one on the top left side right there, press down, and then the other one is going to be on the bottom right, so on the other side right here like that, and press down. So now this will open this way and this will open that way, but we're going to pass this loop through, so I'm going to slide this through the top and fold that again. So now this loop is going to be here, so you can open this up and then you can slide this down. There we go. And then you can open this one up like that, and then you can keep this loop at the center to keep all of that close in place. And we're going to be adding this piece to our page. So we are on page number 4, and I'm just gonna glue this down. So we are going to add glue along the top, and we're just gonna center this up here. Okay, and then press down, and then I'm going to add glue on the other 1/2 inch, and then place this piece down and then just press down. Okay, and so there we go. So again, sliding down. Now this piece might get a little bit stuck on that 1/2 inch that we have there, but once you add your paper on the back, so this is also a large belly band, so you can add things on the inside on the back, but once you add your paper in there, this is going to slide all the way down without getting stuck on that little 1/2 inch section there. So you want to push this all the way down so you can open that up, and then same thing along the top. Want to push this all up to the top to be able to open this up, and then this is gonna stay right at the center. So my camera accidentally stopped on this section, so all I did is cut two pieces at 5.5 by 8.25, and I score at 1/2 inch along the 5.5 and glue one on each side. For the next two pages, we are going to cut two pieces. These are going to be 4.25 by 11, so I'm just gonna double check that this is 4.25 here. Yeah, and then we're also going to cut two pieces at 5.5 by 8.5. So again, I like to double check that they are the right size, and we are going to score the piece that is 4.25 by 11. We are going to score at 5.25 and at 10.5. Okay, so let's do the same for the other one. So 5.25 and 10.5. And then the two pieces that are 8.5 by 5.5, we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8.5. And then we're just going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so I'm gonna fold, and then we are going to fold these ones as well. So these are going to be accordion fold pieces. Okay, and then same thing for this one. We're gonna fold these like an accordion, like that. Now we are going to bring our page, so we are working on pages 6 and 7, and we are going to open this up, and I'm going to start by adding this piece on the inside, and we're just gonna add this along the top of the page. Okay, so add my glue and place this right up on the top, and then press down. Then I'm going to open this up, and we're going to add this piece on the right side, and you want to center this up and down. And I'm going to add my glue and then just place this piece right there and press down. Now this is going to close down, and this is going to close, and then this is going to close here on top, and this is also going to be an accordion fold piece. Now we are going to make this page the same, so these are going to be mirror pages or twin pages, and we're just going to add the glue, and again this one is going to go on the left side. So for page number 8, I'm going to cut two pieces at 6.25 by 5 inches. Okay, so we're gonna cut two of those, and we're going to score along the 5 inches at 1/2 inch. So let's score at 1/2 inch and at 1/2 inch here, and then we are going to fold and fold along the score lines. Then we're gonna bring back our page, and we are going to add one again along the top and one along the bottom. So let's add this one up here. Okay, and then press down, and then I'm going to add the other one. So let's add some glue, and then this is going to be on the bottom, so press down. Okay, and then I'm just gonna open this up and press down, and then again open this up and press down. And then I'm going to cut one more piece, and then this is going to be 7¼ by 4, and we are going to score this piece along the 4 inches. Let's move this over. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, and let's see what's here. And along the 7¼ we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 6¾ and then we're just gonna cut the corners and fold on 3 sides. So this is going to be a pocket, and then we're going to bring this back, and we're gonna add this pocket on this bottom flap over here. So I'm just going to, let me add more glue right there, and then we are going to glue this down. Okay, so I'm gonna add my glue and add my glue here, and then we're gonna place this on top of the flap that's on the bottom, and then just press down and press down here. So now we have a page that opens up and down, and then also after you close this you have a pocket here, and then you can use any of your you can make a photo mat and then add that in the pocket. I'm just gonna cut this piece a little bit smaller, so let's see, maybe we can cut this piece. This is about 5, so I can probably make this a 5 by 7. You can add any size here, of course, but this is just gonna be used to keep that pocket closed, and then you can add more photo mats in there as well. So that is gonna be our page number 8. So for the next page, I am going to cut 1 page at 3 by 7¼ and I'm also going to cut 1 piece at 4½ by 7¼ and we are going to score both of these pieces along the 7¼ at 1/2 inch and at 6¾ and then for this one I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 4½ also, so 1/2 inch and 6¾ and then we are going to fold along the score lines. And then for this one we are going to cut the corners, since this is going to be a pocket here, and then we're going to fold along the score lines and bring our book back, and we are going to glue these pockets. So this is going to be a double pocket page, kind of matching the pocket on the other side but making it a little bit different. So we're gonna add the pockets here. Okay, so place that on the bottom of the page, press down and press down, and then I'm going to add the other one along the top, just leaving about 1/2 inch space on the top here. So we're gonna add this other pocket, so I'm just gonna place that right about there and press down and press down. Now I'm going to cut another page, and this one is going to be 6 by 11. So let me put this over here like that. So we're gonna cut this at 6 by 11, and we're going to score along the 11 inches at 5½, and then we're just going to fold along this. And then we're going to add this piece here onto the pocket. So you can add it on the top or the bottom, but I thought it would be nice to kind of have it hanging from the top pocket and just kind of being a little extra flap up here. And then you still have that pocket, or you can tuck it in inside the pocket as well and just kind of have that little piece right there. So that is going to be our page number 9, and now we are down to our last page, which already has this little flap here on the side, but I'm just going to go ahead and add another page and cut this at 6.5 by 8.25, and then we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5, and then fold along the score line, and we are going to open this up, and then we're going to place this piece over here. So add my glue right here. Okay, and then we're gonna place these on the right side of the page, and then just press down, and I'm just gonna open this up and press down here, and there you go. So now this is just going to close, and then this whole thing is gonna close here on top. And so I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. I hope that you enjoy making this book with me. Again, I will have the link on the description box to my website where you can find the cutting guide. You can also find these books available as a blank book ready to decorate. So everything will be linked below, as well as part 1 of the tutorial. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.